Hey, so today I'm going to be talking about the film Moonlight. I had a chance to see it twice and it was so good. So Moonlight is directed by Barry Jenkins and was co-written with Terrell McCraney based off of a play that Terrell actually did. And then Barry came in and helped him finish writing the film. So this film is starring Mahershala Ali, Trevante Rhodes, and Andre Holland. The acting was so superb in this film. I can't wait to delve into that in the later part of this video, but this film was so good that I had to see it twice. The first time I saw it was through USC, so University of Southern California. I went to their cinema school, so there is the African American Cinema Society, AACS, and they put on an event with another group named Queer Cut, and that's how I was able to see this film before it hit theaters. And then of course my friend, she's an actress, and she invited me to see it again, and I was like, alright, I'll go ahead and see it twice because that's how good it was. And I also wanted to make sure that I supported it in the box office. It's sometimes hard for people who get like exclusive sneak peeks and we get to see films beforehand just due to like industry connections, but then we forget that we have to support it opening weekend when it comes to the box office. So this was a limited release, but it's definitely in more cities now. I know it's in Los Angeles and San Francisco, New York, and a few other places. So look it up, and if it's in your area, go see it. If it's about a couple hours away, trust me, it's worth the drive. It's worth the drive for sure. I'm originally from Sacramento, so all my Sacramento people, I promise you, it's worth that drive to the Bay Area. Next time you're in the Bay, go ahead and check it out. It's so good. So I really love the music in this film. The music was actually heavy and played a big role in it because it's interesting. Like typically in films you don't hear that much music, so it kind of feel like a music video at time. And I really like that because in film school, the #1 critique I would always get is that I put too much music in my film. They always critique me on that. So that's why I love this film, because I'm like, finally it worked. Someone proved that you can have multiple songs playing really loud in films and it just actually adds to the film instead of taking it away. But I always had that as a critique, that like that I put too much music in my film. So I really loved it. Let's see. So sometimes I did think like the symphony style music was a little too much. I think that the characters or the actors express their emotions enough and that the music wasn't really needed. And I feel like it just was forcing me to be more sad, trying to be a tearjerker, but the film was a tearjerker on its own. There was no need for that. So sometimes I felt the symphony music was a little too much, but I did like how there are different song choices for each version of Chiron's life. So when I looked on the playlist on Spotify, like the soundtrack to the film, there's like a certain song for Chiron as a child, Chiron as a teen, and then as an adult. So I really liked how they played with those musical scores and how they gave a different musical score to each character, or to one character, but for each section of his life as he grew. So I really like that. Also, Classic Man by Jenna Chopped and Screwed was genius. Like, it was so good. When he pulled up and like put on a fresh tee to go meet with Kevin after all these years and was playing Classic Man, and it was perfect. I love it. Yeah, it was perfect. That really reminds me a lot of like a typical Florida gangster kind of dude. So they embodied that role so well, so well. And also, I really like the song. It's pronounced Cucurucucu Paloma. And that's the song that's played in the middle. I believe they're in the car, and it's like ay 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 Cucuru Paloma, and it's so beautiful. I had to look it up online, and luckily I caught like a live version with an orchestra in the back and this man singing live, and it's just such a beautiful song. So I suggest you all look it up. It wasn't on the Spotify soundtrack to the film Moonlight, but I found it online on YouTube, and it was just so beautiful. So yeah, I love the way they used music. At times I thought it was a bit too heavy and made it a little bit too emotional, but everything about it was just so perfect. So I love that they used a lot of music in this. The directing and the writing were so good. So Barry Jenkins said that he was pulled out of retirement after seeing a play that Terrell wrote that was sort of based off of the film Moonlight. So to pull Barry Jenkins out of retirement, like, now I understand why, because this story is so good, and he was saying it also relates a lot to his personal life. So what I thought was really interesting from listening to the interview again on Fresh Air is that Barry was saying that Terrell's like really quiet, and he was saying, so Barry and Terrell actually know each other. They actually grew up in the same like apartment complex. They went to the same school at the same time in elementary, so they've known each other for a very long time. And Barry, the director, was saying to the co-writer Terrell, like, man, as long as I've known you, you still can only say about 6 words. And it's interesting because that's also a line that Kevin uses for Chiron in this. So I love how, even though of course Barry and Terrell aren't romantically together, they still kind of see themselves in the roles of Kevin and Chiron, and I think that plays really well for the 2 writers because they're sort of expressing their friendship through this this lovers storyline. So I really like that. The lighting was so good. I love when we see this like pink lighting on the mom when she's yelling at Chiron as a kid, and Barry said that he did that because he remembered his mom being like really angry and being on drugs when he was a really young child, like under 5 years old. And he just sort of, I think as a kid, you just sort of remember things in colors. You don't really know what's going on, and that's why it's silence when she's yelling at him at first, and you just see colors. Because in our memory, that's what we see as kids. You just know colors and you kind of see actions. So I thought that was so beautiful. But the pink, the hot pink, sort of added to her anger. And even though we couldn't hear what she was saying, we could just tell that she was screaming, and the pink colors added to the passion. So it was so well lit. And of course the blue on the dark black skin, representing the moonlight that reflected off the black skin that Mahershala Ali's character explains. That's how he got his nickname Blue, because she was saying when the moonlight comes out and the boys play in the street in Cuba, it makes the black boys look blue. So I really love that. I thought that was so beautiful. And of course, using blue light on dark skinned actors is, you have to be very talented to know how to light dark skinned people in general, because a lot of people just teach you how to light white actors in film school, or just as you get practice on different sets, you just have more opportunities to light white people versus dark skinned people. But the way that the colors reflected off his skin, especially the night scenes and the scenes and the water, it was just so beautiful. So I love the lighting in here. It really helped tell this story more. And also I just love, like, it was sort of like a love story between the writer and director about their friendship, but also the love story between Chiron and Kevin. And I'm a huge sucker for love stories, so this one was so beautiful. Yeah, I loved it. It was all about like falling in love with the hood Florida man, and I loved it. It was so good. So yeah, directing and writing were amazing, and 2 talented people. I'm so glad I listened to the interview. So again, go to NPR's website, National Public Radio, watch the show Fresh Air. It's hosted by Terry Gross, and there's an interview on there. It should be one of the most recent ones, and it's with Barry Jenkins and Terrell McCraney, and it adds so much more detail and insight. So I saw the film first, then I listened to the interview, and I went and saw the film again, and it helped me so much while just like unpacking the film and dealing with my own emotions and finding my personal connection to the film. I just want to say that all of the actors did such a great job in this film. They were superb. It was a riveting performance from everyone. I was shocked by the younger actors, the teenage actors. Everyone did such a great job. But for the character of Kevin, I literally love those actors so much. They were my favorite. They made me kind of, I guess, fall in love more with Kevin, and he's the love interest in the film, so I think it sort of worked. But they honestly did the best. So Kevin as a teenager was played by Jarrell Jerome, such a cutie, and I think he did an amazing job. He felt more comfortable in his role as well, but I think he's supposed to be a more confident actor because obviously, or confident character, because obviously Kevin is more confident in himself than Chiron is. And then also, of course, Andre Holland just like killed it as adult version of Kevin. But I really thought all the actors for the character of Kevin were just perfect, on spot. You can tell they were comfortable with their role. They knew everything they were supposed to do, from their body language to the way they spoke to their tone to everything. One of my favorite lines by Andre Holland is when he looks at Chiron and he's like, man, why you got them fronts on? And it's funny because like a gold grill, and like it's called a front, like, oh, your gold fronts, that's what they're called. But it's sort of a play on words because the word front end is also slang for someone who's faking the truth and not showing who they really are. So he keeps like adding like, you got them fronts on like that, but he's actually saying like, why are you fronting? So I really like the play on words. Of course, that was more a nod to the writing, but just the way he delivered that line, it could have been very, very corny, like very corny, but he just uses like more of a play on words, and I really loved it. So he was so smooth, and again, both Jarrell and Andre were so confident and comfortable in their roles, so they did an amazing job. We've seen the crackhead black mom over and over again, or the drug addict mother over and over again, but Naomi Harris just added something different to it, and also again a nod to the writing. It was a more loving depiction of of a drug abusing mother. You know what I mean? Even though we wanted to hate Naomi Harris's character, we sort of still had love for her, especially at the end when Chiron goes and visits her at the rehab center, the halfway house. So even though she's like obviously being a horrible mother, and she has that scene where she's telling him not to treat Janelle Monáe's character better than her because she is his mom, as she's hustling him down for money, she's obviously doing the action that proves she's not a good mom, but she's verbally saying like, I am your mom, you're my one and only. So she nailed it. She killed it. She's amazing. I'm so happy to see what role she does after this, and it was just a beauty to see her on screen. Also, I've talked about Mahershala Ali and other things. I first saw him in House of Cards, then I found out he was in Kicks, and then I saw him on Luke Cage. So he's killing it with the Netflix TV shows and also the independent films. So I love the roles that he's choosing. He is very talented. He can play a villain, he can play a good guy, he can play a politician, he can play a hood dude. He's just really nice. And it's interesting because in the film Kicks, Mahershala also plays a like gangster father figure, and he does that as well in this film, but he switches it up. He's actually supposed to be from Cuba in this film, and I love how it's sort of a similar character, but he didn't play it the same way, and that shows you the true talent of an actor. But anyway, I can go on and on about Mahershala. So also I wanted to talk about Janelle Monáe. So this is the first time I've seen her on screen. I know that she's also in the film Hidden Figures coming up. I will be doing a review on that too, hopefully. But Janelle Monáe was really good. I think towards the end there were times where I thought she could have been a bit stronger, when she was making up the bed with the character of Chiron, and she was like, why would you do a bad job of making up the bed? You're trying to make me come over here and fix it on purpose. I thought that wasn't as strong, but she's still a budding actress, so I thought the way she played off of Mahershala was really good. The way she played with the younger version of Chiron was really good. So I enjoyed her and I loved her in this role, and I'm happy to see her getting work. Also, her hair looked perfect, like in every scene. I don't know how she does it, and Janelle Monáe must be drinking from the fountain of youth. Me and my friend were watching it, and we were like, why does she look 19? Like, why does she look so young? But anyway, yes, like all-star, amazing cast, fresh faces. Some of these faces we've seen before. If you all follow theater, you've seen some of these faces before, but either way, these are not like A-list celebrities yet. They killed it. So this is a very talented group, and the acting was amazing in this film. So everyone, go support the film Moonlight. It is an incredible film. I can't guarantee that it'll make you cry, but it'll definitely make you think and feel. I think this film is very important right now to tell the narrative of a young black boy, a young poor black boy, and a young poor black boy from the South. Especially with the way that black men and women and young people are dying in this country, and being targeted by police and other racist people. It's just really important to show this side, that even though someone might have a criminal record and might look very aggressive, they're actually just a very, very soft, heartwarming person on the inside. So I think this film is so incredible, perfect for our time right now. I think this is a part of the black artists of our time healing us, because our people need a lot of healing right now. So this is definitely one for the books. It's a classic. I love it so much. So yeah, go support Moonlight. Thanks for watching this review, and see you next time.